For me, it actually seemed quite easy to start with, and then impossible to maintain. Uh, I didn't find a massive amount of resistance to it. People seemed to be really. By the time I got there, it had all happened here. So I've been number one. I don't know, two singles and two albums. I think by the time I got to America, and then I get to America, and of course they're all. This is the big new thing to be into. So I was getting straight onto big TV shows as soon as I got there, and Merv Griffin and all that sort of chat show stuff, and it all just seemed to fall into my lap, which is a shame really, because I didn't appreciate just how hard it is. Depeche Mode seemed to go about it in a completely different way, by just playing live constantly and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, and building up a genuine core of hardcore support, and that's the way to do it. You just everywhere you go, people know they've seen you working up and working up. Um, I was almost like an X Factor winner. I just suddenly turned up on these big shows, and this is a big thing in England, and off you go and buy it. Well, that's all very well, but you become a flavour of the month. Not the way to do it. Really. Didn't think that at the time. I thought it was great at the time, but the way Depeche Mode did it, by just flogging and flogging and flogging across, really, really hard work, but it just gives you such a fantastic bedrock of support. And of course, vast amounts of experience. So when you do actually get there, and you're starting to play in the much bigger places, you know exactly what you're doing. You look slick, you sound slick, you know what you're doing, and you look all the more impressive for it. I think when it happened for them, it did seem to suddenly go. Although they've been working backwards and forwards, as I say, across America quite a bit. When it did go, it was rapid. So I don't know I don't know what caused that, but I'm not that familiar with it all. But I think it must be strangely satisfying in a way to still have people at home going, "It's rubbish, it's not proper music," and you're selling out massive stadiums, just a flight away. I would find some satisfaction in that, I think. It just goes to show, I suppose, how people, sort of certain journalists here, were just so entrenched in another era of music, really, in just a different kind of music altogether, and were so slow to grasp what electronic music was offering. It's funny, looking back on it now, because obviously that none of that applies anymore, really. But at the time, it was almost as if they thought it was just going to go away. Like it was an illness of some kind, like a little disease.